Hello!
Hi.
Welcome! This is a short video full of useful tips for if you have a child with an autism spectrum disorder.
Obviously, every child is different, and these aren't magic spells for a perfect life. But all of these tips were collected from parents of children with autism spectrum disorders, so they're being used in the real world, and they're helping. So we'd like to thank all the parents and professionals from the Newport Virtual Group for their contribution to this film.
So, let's walk through a typical day, see what problems we might come across and what tips we've got along the way. One of the first hurdles in the morning is the bathroom.
Yes, and it can be quite a hurdle. Let's break it down. First, brushing teeth. Some kids can't bear the smell or taste of toothpaste, but you can get special flavourless toothpaste such as Oranurse that might help with this. Check online or at your local pharmacy.
Baby toothbrushes are three-sided, so cover a bigger area and get the job done quicker.
And some kids will prefer electric toothbrushes, so that's worth a try.
Now, the toilet. Some kids just need a bit of guidance with going to the toilet in the first place. For example, for boys, a bit of painter's tape on the floor to mark where they should stand to have a wee is useful.
Also, use toilet targets. You can get stickers to stick in the bowl of the toilet to indicate where your child should be aiming. Again, they're widely available online.
And for number twos, the wipe clean game is great for developing the fine motor skills needed for wiping. It's what you're seeing on the screen now.
Draw or print a target like this and laminate it. Put a blob of soap in the middle, give your child some toilet roll, and get them to see if they can wipe the soap off without spreading it outside the centre circle.
Repeating this exercise will really help develop these motor skills, and making it into a game makes it fun.
Another thing that can help with wiping is having flushable wipes and wipe warmers.
Speaking of flushing, if they're upset by the noise of the flush, encourage them to wear headphones and maybe listen to music to distract them.
When it comes to washing hands, hand sanitizers are a better option for some than soap, as they give a better sense of control.
And while we're on the subject of toilets, let's deal with public toilets. If they don't like the smell, and let's face it, uncleanliness sometimes, then encouraging them to use the disabled toilet is a good idea. And if they insist on you coming with them, the disabled toilets will be easier.
Back to your bathroom at home now though. When it comes to showering, try letting them use the shower handheld if possible, as it can be easier for them and gives them more control.
Once the bathroom business is done, the next thing is probably going to be getting dressed. If your child has a problem with tags on their school uniform, then avoid using labels. Instead, you can use a name stamp that lasts around 90 washes.
And some places like M&S do uniforms without tags. Very useful. And when it comes to shoes, if tying laces is a problem, try self-tying laces or Velcro.
There's one last thing you can do before sending them off to school. Give them a piece of blue tack that they can stretch and pull. This can help when they're anxious or restless.
These next tips are useful at several points during the day, usually 3 times a day. Yep, it's meal times. A potentially tricky time, but don't worry, we've got plenty of tips for you.
Try having a board on the kitchen door with kitchen opening and closing times. This makes it clear food is only available and eaten between these times. It also discourages unhealthy snacking.
Try involving them in the planning of the menu for the week so they know what's on the table for dinner each day.
And get them to play with the ingredients and join in with the cooking when you're making dinner.
Introducing new foods can be problematic, but turning it into a game can help. For example, the blindfold test. Have them put on a blindfold, taste different foods and try to guess what they are. And while you're doing this, you can introduce a new food as one of the mystery foods.
If your child has difficulty eating or with coordination while eating, then caring cutlery can help. Also, it can be helpful to put stickers on the cutlery to indicate where their index fingers should go.
On a separate topic, here's a little tip for the evening time. If your child has an iPad, MP3 player or whatever, it may be that you're having difficulty in getting them to turn it off. It can help to set a timer to give them a definitive end point when they have to stop.
Finally, we've got a couple of things that might just take the edge off stress levels.
We certainly do. Okay, the first one is box breathing. Sounds a bit weird, right?
A bit, yes.
It's really not though. It's just a simple breathing exercise that will help promote deep and slow breathing and reduce anxiety levels, maybe even prevent a panic attack.
Great!
So, all you need to do is cut and paste a favourite relaxing picture, whatever it is, onto a piece of card about 10 centimetres square, leaving a small border around it where you can write. Along each edge, write the words, breathe in through your nose, count to 4 or 5, breathe out through your mouth for 4 or 5 seconds, repeat at least 3 times.
And?
Well, when you're stressed, reach for the card and follow the instructions. Taking time to breathe deeply really does help.
OK, something else you can do to combat stress is to make an emotional toolbox.
What's that?
Hang on, I'm getting to that. So, take an empty shoebox or any similar sized box and fill it with things that you can use as a distraction when you or your child are getting stressed or anxious.
Like what?
Well, whatever you think might help. Maybe a relaxation tape, word searches, puzzles, stress ball.
A good book?
Yep, you've got it. Some knitting you've got on the go, bath bombs, poems, whatever you think will help combat stress. Keep adding to it and have it somewhere safe so you could get to it easily in times of need.
Great. OK. And that's about all we've got for you.
We hope these tips have been of help. As we said, they're being used out there in the real world by real actual parents, and they're working for them.
There may be a bit of trial and error, but we're sure at least some of these will be helpful to you.